Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus. So I don't see me and him fighting. So
What's the highest you could fight at realistically?
I would say 154. Them boys get big up there. I understand there's weight classes for a reason, and I respect the weight classes.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So obviously that video that we just saw is an old video of Terence Crawford before the Canelo fight got mentioned, and then obviously before the Canelo fight got made, and really just wanted to break that down and my thoughts on it. And I think it's a very interesting video, okay, because it was only a couple years ago that Terence Crawford, out of his own mouth, said that the highest he will go up to is 154 pounds. Decided to, not only move up in weight a little bit more than that, but go up 2 weight classes. And not just 2 weight classes, 2 weight classes against Canelo Alvarez, who's younger than you are, and one of the pound for pound fighters. So, honestly, I've listened to like what a lot of people have said about this fight. And my prediction and my stance will pretty much stay consistent the entire time. In my honest opinion, and even Crawford has said it himself, Canelo Alvarez is too big for Terence Crawford. If this fight, let's just say hypothetically, right? If they were the same size, this is a very, very close fight. I think if you look at resumes, I think Canelo has got the better resume. But I think if you look at attributes, Canelo's got some things better than Crawford. I think he's got more power. I think defensively he's better. Canelo's known for his very good head movement. He's got some advantages in my opinion. Crawford also has some advantages in my opinion. I think if you're looking at footwork, I think his is a bit better. I think if you're looking at IQ, I think it's actually quite similar. I would say that Terence Crawford has got a better jab. So if you look at these two things, if you look at them, if they were hypothetically the same weight, it's a very, very close fight. But I think the big thing, in this fight is people are just failing to remember the fact that number one, we have not seen Terence Crawford in over a year. So we've not seen him in well over a year. He's going to have ring rust 100%. And number two, I think people are just completely disregarding the fact that Terence Crawford just fought a 154 pounder with 11 fights. And in my opinion, that fight was either a draw. You could have given it 1 round to Madrimov, or you could have given it 1 round to Terence Crawford. There was absolutely nothing in that fight. And even in that fight, at times, Terence Crawford was actually getting bullied by Madrimov. I mean, he was. So you're then asking that same guy, who, in my opinion, his stamina did not look good. He actually looked quite slow. He didn't look quick at all. He looked quite sluggish against Madrimov. So, it's just my personal opinion. I think for Terence Crawford, especially with that video that we just saw, this is a money fight. I'm sorry, this is a money fight for Terence Crawford. He's a great fighter. He's undefeated. But in my opinion, the main reason he's taking this fight is for the money. It's the biggest fight in boxing. He's going to get, very well paid for it. But I think you've even seen, some of what Canelo Alvarez has said in the press conference, in the round table. He's really not playing games. So I would be absolutely stunned if Terence Crawford wins this fight. I will give him maximum credit, but I cannot see that happening. I've even seen I've also seen a couple interviews of Eddie Hearn, saying that it's a bad style for Canelo, and the way to beat Canelo is kind of what Bivol did, in terms of you push Canelo back, and then you move a little bit, and then get in and out of range. Are you honestly sitting here telling me that Terence Crawford has got any chance of pushing Canelo back? Dimitri Bivol is a 175 pounder, with power, with unbelievable boxing ability, maybe even better boxing ability than Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez, let's be honest, has no business being at the 175 pound division. He's now fighting a guy that's a natural welterweight. So Terence Crawford is not going to be able to do what Bivol did. I still think that, Canelo Alvarez, I think he was poor against William Skull. I think if that Canelo Alvarez showed up against Terence Crawford, then I think it would actually be a more competitive fight than I maybe first thought. But I don't think that Canelo Alvarez is going to turn up against Terence Crawford. I think against William Skull, a lot of people, number one, didn't really want to see that fight. It was in the morning in Saudi Arabia. And he was fighting a guy that, didn't engage whatsoever, just ran. And I think Canelo was just frustrated, and I honestly don't think he was that motivated for that fight, to be honest with you. You know, it wasn't a big fight. He's had some massive fights against, you know, guys like Golovkin, Kovalev, you know, things like that. You know, obviously Floyd Mayweather. So I honestly think it was a fight that he wasn't very motivated for. And he'll definitely be motivated for the Terence Crawford fight. Because if he was to lose to essentially a welterweight, that is a massive, massive stain on his legacy. So yeah, you know, let me know what you guys think, obviously, of that video. Terence Crawford a couple years ago saying that, you know, he thinks Canelo's too big for him. Obviously, you know, changes to now that, you know, Saudi and, you know, big money's involved. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely interested in, you know, what you guys have to say. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.